might like to just explain what your business products are and technologies, and maybe a little bit of information on your energy spend, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I've only just got the audio, so I haven't heard any of the background to this point, but that's fine. So we are a coffee and tea company. We've got one roastery in Australia, which is here in Sydney at Kingsgrove. And so, yeah, basically what we do here is roasting of the green beans and then grinding and packing. So the energy usage is predominantly natural gas for the roasters and electricity for the rest of the business. So in terms of our spend, they're fairly similar. We spend about 160k on electricity and 140k on gas each year.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, so we're up there around the 300,000 or plus on energy spend, and that's probably pretty typical for a small to medium-sized food manufacturer. Of course, a lot of businesses perhaps listening in might be spending a lot more, but a lot of these opportunities are scalable, whether you're spending a little bit, a medium amount, or a lot. So, Rick, just looking at the list there of business drivers, the reasons why you went about looking at energy management, which are the drivers there that perhaps caught your eye and were of interest from a general business perspective?
Yeah, well, certainly the first couple are critical, and I think there were some slides that Kartik showed a bit earlier just around the cost of the energy. So the fact that it's been going up so much over the last few years, particularly in the areas of, like, I think we had some rising sort of 30–40% in the supply charges associated with electricity. So that's a big driver for trying to save some money in that sense. And of course, competitiveness. You only have to look at manufacturing in general to see how difficult it is to maintain competitive when you're manufacturing here in Australia. So that's critical.
Right.
Also, there is still a drive for around D for us, community expectation. We certainly have some brands and some products which are important with regards to the whole sustainable sourcing aspect of coffee, and so I think that the manufacturing side of it is an important part of that as well in terms of expectation and having continuous improvement around your environmental aspects, not just of your sourcing of green beans, but also your manufacturing processes. Yep. And that coincides really with F around behaviours and green differentiation. So we're also 14001 certified here. So with that, we need to be demonstrating that we're always identifying and implementing opportunities around energy and other environmental aspects of the operation.
Okay, well, thanks very much for that, Rick. And could you just briefly explain what some of those measures are that you've undertaken at your business, energy efficiency initiatives that you've undertaken?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the starting point is really the energy audit. So we had an energy audit undertaken a couple of years ago, and we basically have used that as the baseline, and we keep, I guess, dipping back to that audit. And we implemented at the time a lot of the easy, quick wins and the ones that had easy paybacks and the like. But what we found is that because of the costs going up constantly of energy, we revisit that audit every year, and we can find additional opportunities to implement that perhaps weren't feasible at the time. And I think that's worked quite well for us, rather than looking at constantly getting new audits done or the like. I think there's a lot of good information in there which you just basically recut the numbers and
Yes.
find that, yeah, there's each year there's a couple of opportunities that are in there for us to implement. So
That's
some
right,
of the,
Rick. Sorry, I was just going to cut in there, Rick. That's good that you're highlighting that particular approach, because that's being supported by the Empower program, and there are a number of audits and self-help tools that will be available via the Empower program, which will help our participants today to do exactly what you have done, which is to analyse your baseline, generate a list of opportunities, and continue to revisit that list. And I think from our earlier discussions, Rick, you were looking at things like lighting and air leaks.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a couple of really quick and obvious ones that we implemented after getting the audit done. One of them, which was quite simple to do, really, was power factor correction, because we were running at about 0.7, and although that technically doesn't change a lot with regards to your emissions and the like, it saved us a lot of money. So it saved us about $4,000 a year at the time, just to get that fixed so that we were running at the correct power factor correction. We've also done a fair bit of work. Yeah, when it comes to lighting, what we chose to do was simply implement more efficient lighting progressively as the lights needed to be replaced, rather than do one large project and remove all of the existing lights and implement more efficient ones. What we are doing is simply replacing them as they're required to be replaced, and that's I guess prevents that large capital outlay, because there wasn't a great payback at the time with the lighting. But so basically we've got a number of 400-watt mercury vapor lights in all of our warehouse area, and so they do, quite often we need to be replacing them. So what we're replacing them with is 120-watt LED lights, which are obviously far better. And so that's the approach that we've taken to lighting. With regards to air and air compressors, we actually were we had 2 air compressors which were over capacity for what we actually need here, and neither of them were VSDs. So what we've done is actually replaced one with a smaller VSD air compressor, and what we did with that project was we also have gone to a leasing arrangement. So rather than capitalise the new one, we're actually leasing it, and so that's working out a lot better for us as well from a cost perspective. So we're getting a good energy saving, but we're also getting the cost sort of sooner. Right? We're actually getting showing that a lot sooner with just leasing it. And then when it comes to more efficient equipment, what we have upgraded a number of bits of kit over the last couple of years since the audit, and one of the big opportunities there was just around with one of the roasters that we had, that the insulation there was in need of replacement. So that was done at the time, and that has helped a lot, and you can really see the difference with that, because we've got one roaster that has not been upgraded as yet, and one that has, and just the time difference between when they cool down and heat up, you can really see the difference that simple process of improving the insulation has actually made. So yeah, they're some of the things that we've implemented.
Yep, fantastic. Thank you for that, sharing that list with us. Just a quick one there, Rick, about the installation. I imagine that was sort of not particularly expensive to undertake as well.
No, and because we upgraded it, we actually put in a new roaster. It was all done as part of that anyway. So there was no separate cost that we had associated with the with upgrading the insulation.
Yep, terrific. Okay, look, and your total savings, have you had a chance to aggregate the savings achieved from that list of improvements?
We had approximately 30,000.
Yeah, that sounds pretty typical. You
So
know, not
it
unusual.
was yeah,
Sorry.
like I think it was fairly easy, you know, in that sense for us to achieve 10% saving within you know 18 months, 2 years.
Yep, and that's of course year on year. So look, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that. And I think that's a great model for the others who are online and listening to your story about what you've implemented and how you've gone about it. So again, thank you very much. And we certainly would like to follow up with you, Rick,